Ṣọlá tàbí ìmọ̀ bàbẹ̀ bàbẹ̀ mọ́ bàbẹ̀ bàbẹ̀ mọ́ bàbẹ̀ bàbẹ̀ mọ́ bàbẹ̀ ẹni tó bá ìrọ̀ ọ̀gbọ́n dáadáa ẹni tó bá kó má má fi ṣe bí mọ́. Ó jẹ́ ilé làlá ó jẹ́ ilé lónìí ẹ mọ́ bàrà jẹ́ ọba tó dá ó jẹ́ gbàgbé ìlànà ìsìn ọba tó láyé sí kí ń bọ̀ wá rẹ̀. Nípa orin kíkọ ọba ló fi wájú lórí. Ẹranko tó bẹ̀rù ń dìtẹ̀. Òun láti kú lórí asán. Ọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ lẹ́nu àkọ́kọ́wọ́ gbárí mọ́ dùgbẹ̀dùgbẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ mẹ́jà lọ. Ó sì kú díẹ̀ kẹ̀bà rírà o. Ajá mi lọ, ó kì í náwó gbà. Ewúrẹ́ tó wọlé kókó ikú ló wá. Ọ̀rọ̀ gẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ yẹ yín wípé kò tó ká máa lọ fẹ́ sí rárá.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the annual general meeting of Inquisitor today. We already have members from 13 constituencies, and we are going to start shortly. So we see some members just driving in. Let's just give about we commence. And Alibioshu, can we please tell the principals to come in so that we commence? Thank you. Please tell the principals to please come.
Mọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n lọ sí kálukú ṣe wọ. Ọ̀pẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ ọ̀kàrà aláwọ̀ láyà. Ọmọdé fojú fojú kùsù wá bá nílé. Àbábẹ́rẹ́ bojú wọn ń tanra wọn lásán. Ọmọdé ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ òru, ó lọ sá sínú igbó. Àfàbẹ́rẹ́ bojú wọn ń tanra wọn lásán. Ọmọdé ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ òru, ó lọ sá sínú igbó. Ojú ọwọ́ ló bọ̀ síṣẹ́ mọ́. Níbo ló ń lọ? Òmùgọ̀ ti sí lọ. Ọwọ́ olóró ló lọ bọ́ sí nínú igbó. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o, ìlú máa fọhùn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan sí i. Báyé ń pọ́n ẹlẹ́rìí bó gbéra lé wọn ò gbọ́. Àdìyẹ balẹ̀ lọ́mọ láyé ń wá. Báyé ń pọ́n ẹlẹ́rìí bó gbéra lé wọn tó gbọ́. Àdìyẹ balẹ̀ lọ́mọ láyé ń wá. Obìnrin kékeré àbábá ni wọ́n máa tó. Àdìyẹ sọ́lẹ̀ náà ń gbèrò. Olúwa ò ní gbé wa sọ́lẹ̀ fọ́mọ́ra ìhun táráyé bá sọ ẹ̀dá ẹ̀tẹ́ tí gbọ́. Òun lọ́ máa fi bú ẹ lọ́la tó ti dájú. Ìhun táráyé bá sọ ẹ̀dá ẹ̀tẹ́ tí gbọ́. Òun lọ́ máa fi bú ẹ lọ́la ó ti dájú. Apádà sí burúkú Olúwa má fi kàn wá o. Ṣọ́ra nílẹ̀ ẹ wo bó ṣe rìn. Ó ti fi gbogbo owó ọwọ́ ẹ̀já yí pátá. Bọ́lá lákọ̀ọ́rí ẹ wo bó ṣe ń pọ́n. Ṣìnà ti pọ̀jù obìnrin ló ń bọ́. Bọ́lá lákọ̀ọ́rí ẹ wo bó ṣe ń pọ́n. Ṣìnà ti pọ̀jù obìnrin ló ń bọ́. Àwọn tó ń bàjẹ́ àtàpà mọ́sẹ̀yìn o. Tó bá yọ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lókèrè. Wọ́n ní àdáyẹyẹ sílẹ̀ ayé tó tó. Ayé lé ẹ̀dá ṣòro mo ráyé mo sáfáyé. Ayé tó tó ènìyàn tó tó mojúbà. Wọ́n ní ayé pé kílẹ̀ ti rò wípé mi àrí nígbà tó ṣòwò yàrá tó ń kó bá sí wọn. Wọ́n ní ayé pé kílẹ̀ ti rò wípé mi àrí nígbà tó ṣòwò yàrá tó ń kó bá sí wọn. Tó bá dúró obìnrin mi gíga ti jẹ ọ̀gá ni. Ọmọláyé àti mi bá ní dàrú. Wọ́n lápá ọmọ fóun tó bọ́ tó mi àwọn. Wọ́n tún rìn àṣọ wípé wọ́n ní jàgbọ́n láti ìdìbò owó ta tẹ́tẹ́ tán. Kò láṣọ lára ó ti yọ pátápátá. Wọ́n ní jàgbọ́n láti ìdìbò owó ta tẹ́tẹ́ tán. Kò láṣọ lára ó ti yọ pátápátá. Ìbá tútù ayé ya kámárà o. Olúwa ọba wọ́n sì wọ́n lọ́nà. Ìkìlọ̀ nínú sí àìsí ní kálukú. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ìlú máa fọhùn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan sí i. Èmi lò ní àtẹlẹ́mẹlẹ àtàwọn tó ń gbé ní. Olúwa bá má ṣe wá lọ́la ènìyàn. tó ta wá lọ́rẹ̀. Àmì àjẹ́ ká má jẹ́ ní àbújá lọ́nà. Ìrìn kìkì wá ń dá sí. Ewé dàgbàdà ọ̀tá bò. Káyọ̀ ìdí tòrò. Yàrá fún wa nígbà tó dòdò. Olúwa ọba ọba òkú. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní kò dá owó tó ta wá. Àmì àjẹ́. Ire là ó máa rí o. 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 Níre là á sọ̀rọ̀ àtàrí o. Ire là ó máa rí o. Bàbá mo fẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Ire là ó máa rí o. Bàbá fẹ́ rí nílé. Ire là ó máa rí o. Bóyì gbọ̀ngbọ̀n wúlẹ̀lẹ̀. Ire là ó máa rí o. Òwì bí òwò ẹyẹ òkò. Ire là ó máa rí o. Òwì bí àgbà èmi wí. Ire là ó máa rí o. Ìyẹn ni tẹ̀mí gígùn dá wa lọ́la owó tuntun ká wá lọ́rẹ̀. Àmì àjẹ́ bàbá jẹ́ ní àbúrò lọ́nà. Ìrìn kìkì wa ó jẹ́ kí ewé dàgbàdà àtàbò. Táwọn ìjà ti ní ṣòro. Yàrá fún wa nígbà tó dòdò. Olúwa ọba ọ̀gá òkú. Tẹ̀mí gígùn dá wa lọ́la owó tuntun ká wá lọ́rẹ̀. Àmì àjẹ́. Gígùn dá wa lọ́la owó tuntun ta wá lọ́rẹ̀. Àmì àjẹ́ kámálẹ̀ ní àbúyá lọ́nà. Ìrìn kìkì wá ó jáde. Ewé dàgbàdà ọ̀tá bò. Kámájà ti ní ṣòro. Yàrá fún wa nígbà tó dòdò. Olúwa ọba ọ̀gá òkú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni gígùn dá wa lọ́la owó tuntun ta wá lọ́rẹ̀. Àmì àjẹ́. Èjì tílé ayé fi dúró, ayé ti ká kan rọ̀, ìkan ló fi dúró. Nínú ẹsẹ̀ méjì tílé ayé fi dúró, ayé ti ká kan rọ̀, ìkan ló fi dúró. Ìkan tó kù kò tó lẹ́mọ̀ mọ́ òun fẹ́kẹ́ gba ohun ẹ̀yìn ọmọ Ádámọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan fi ìpẹ̀lẹ́jà yé.
Ladies and gentlemen of Inclusive, we shall commence the proceedings of this AGM right away. It's a little bit disappointing that at almost 12 o'clock, the hall is not even filled. And I hope Nick is not being responsible by sending a Zoom coverage, which was deliberately designed to take the participation of those who are outside the country, those who are far away from Ijebu and Lagos, who may not have the privilege to attend this meeting. But notwithstanding, we commence this meeting with the opening prayer by asking Prince Fetuba to please lead us in an opening prayer. Prince Fetuba. The extra microphone will pass to him.
Let us pray. In the name of Almighty God, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the King of judgment, it is you that we worship. And it's from you that we ask for assistance. As we are about to start today's AGM, please direct us the right path, the path of those that you have bestowed for, and not of those that you're hungry with. All this we ask in the almighty name of Allah. Amen.
Amen. Now, can we all rise for the school anthem? On the Lagos Benin Road, stands Ijebu Muslim College, a place for the culture, a great gem of a time. Muslim College, Muslim College, Muslim College, we hail thee. Up school. May I please crave the indulgence of members to please move forward. The place where we have here is where we have the green seats is only reserved for past national presidents. You can please just do them the honor of leaving the space. But let every other person please move forward. Thank you very much. This is the address of the national president, the Ijebu Muslim College of Students Association, at the annual general meeting, which is taking place today, 27th November 2022, at the Knowledge Hall here. The chairman and members of IMCOSA Board of Trustees that are here, members of the National Executive, all past national presidents who are either physically present or on virtual participation, all IMCOSA merit awardees, all presidents and secretaries of sets, the principals of Ijebu Muslim College Senior and Junior Schools, all members of IMCOSA, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor and privilege to 2022. Let's thank the Almighty Allah who makes it possible for us all to gather here today to review how we have fared and also decide what we need to do to move our alma mater forward. When this administration assumed responsibility of directing the affairs of the association, we came up with a 6-point agenda which included the following: academic development and standard quality, staff capacity development, security of students, staff, and schools infrastructure, positive engagement with the state government on education policy matter, enhancing parents' interests in the school program, interaction and synergy among IMCOSA sets. Look at each of this agenda. Academic development and standard quality is the focus of IMCOSA. The last 2 academic years, particularly regarding the final year students, were worrisome to members owing to the supposed malpractices that were alleged to have taken place in Ijebu Muslim College during the 2021 WAEC examination. These incidents led to WAEC withholding the results of over 200 students and imposing a fine on the school, and also bringing external invigilators to conduct the 2022 examination. It is, however, gladdening that the WAEC results of 2021 and 2022 have been released to the school. And I'm sure the principal of the senior school will brief us more on the results analysis of the higher education potentials of those students who participated in those exams. In spite of these seeming drawbacks, the National Executive Committee wishes to express its appreciation to Set 6268 for organizing a career counseling for students of SS2 and SS3 during its 60th anniversary, and HSC 7071 for the one-day workshop organized to evaluate factors that are related to SS3 students' performance. We're grateful to Mrs. Aro Shola of Set 81, who unilaterally organized the one-day skill empowerment program, as well as Set 6773 that also coordinated a technology impacting program on coding and robotics for the students. Kudos also goes to Set 77, which provided its talent and treasure to ensure the coaching of SS3 students as they were preparing for the 2022 WAEC examination. An important part of NEXT program to improve the education standards of our school was the establishment of the IMCOSA Education Trust Fund. The objective is to raise a target sum of 100 million, which will be used in financing the various education programs, such as hiring extra teachers, appropriate trainings for teachers, and scholarships for indigent students, and so on. While some sets and individual IMCOSA members have contributed to the fund, we are still far behind in achieving our target sum. I use this opportunity to further appeal to all IMCOSA members, both here and in diaspora, to please join this laudable effort by contributing handsomely to the fund. In our determination to ensure that deserving and qualified students in the tertiary institutions are encouraged in their academic pursuits, 5 beneficiaries of IMCOSA Scholarship Award will also be recognized today. Those beneficiaries are already here with us. As it relates to staff capacity development, the proposed workshop for the teachers, which was one of the goals during the period, couldn't hold owing to the consultants' unexpected rescheduling of the timing to the school's holiday period. We hope this program will hold in the first quarter of 2023. We are glad to inform members that during the period under review, there was no security threats to students and staff of the school. However, there was an incident of theft and vandalization of the main electricity cable in the school. Although the criminal was arrested, the NEC responded to the school's need immediately to ensure electricity was restored to the school. just as we did some few days ago when rainstorm damaged a major electricity pole. Talking about infrastructure, yeah, we'll still come back to that when we go to the other parts of the agenda. Engagement of the state governments. I have to report that during this period under review, the state governments made no visible input into Ijebu Muslim College, and I stand to be corrected. Apart from its obligatory statutory obligation to the staff, up till now, the state governor has not fulfilled the promise he made during the 70th anniversary to provide a dining hall for the school. Notwithstanding, IMCOSA will continue to make representations to the government to redeem the promise. It's our belief in the need to involve parents in ensuring the progress of their wards, as stated the desire to establish the NEC Parent Forum after the PTA was officially disbanded by the state government. Unfortunately, this desire couldn't be realized, but we are also hopeful that the forum will be held in the first quarter of 2023. Interaction and synergy among sets. During the period under review, the following statutory national programs, which were designed to bring members together, took place. We had the IMCOSA Parliament in February, IMCOSA Day in May, the Presidents and Secretaries Forum in July, and also the IMCOSA Annual Lecture in July. For the first time in the past few years, the orientation and preparatory classes, which the association often organized for newly admitted students of GS1, couldn't hold. Well, as the time-based report was written, the principal junior school and I had a discussion, and he had removed the impression we had that the large quantity rather than the quality of students that were sent to the school wasn't really much of a problem. But I was quick to also point to her that during our days, we only had 4 arms. Now, GS1 has 16 arms of about 959 students. Even though transition from the junior school to the senior school may not be much of a problem, but to us, those figures are overwhelming, and they also have their impact on the infrastructure. So it is pertinent to also mention that after the last IMCOSA Day celebration, members of various sets made oral and written approaches to me and to other members of the National Executive Committee on the need to review the dates and times of IMCOSA Day, owing to the perennial nature's disruption that often occurred during the period. The requests were considered, and because it was a constitutional issue, it was forwarded to the Constitutional Review Committee. Now, when the proposed amended constitution is approved, the new period recommended will be upheld. It is pertinent to mention with utmost gratitude that Per S.T. Rufai's family and Alhaji Fatai Arolo donated a sum of 1,500,000 naira respectively to IMCOSA during the celebration. In the same spirit, the family of our late principal, Alhaji Ambali Usani, and Alhaji Amisu Gamus family also donated a sum of 500,000 and 200,000 to IMCOSA too. The National Executive Committee also appreciates all the sets and individuals that commission one project or the other to enhance the infrastructure of the school during this period. In the same vein, National Executive also expresses its deep appreciation to individuals and all the sets that have responded to the contribution to the IMCOSA Education Trust Fund. May the Almighty Allah continue to lift you all to get to greater heights in your various endeavors. The annual lecture also took place successfully as scheduled. The innovation that was introduced to the program was the live streaming of the session, which enabled members in diaspora to participate virtually. Today, our AGM is also being streamed live to enable our members who are in other parts of the country and unable to be here physically and those in diaspora to join us. I can tell you right now that one of our classmates, 6773, is joining us live from London because this meeting is being streamed live. Condolences. Since the last AGM, some benefactors and members of IMCOSA have passed on. And these included Alhaji Aduke Sani, the wife of our legend, Alhaji Ambali Sani, Honorable Olaribigbe Aremu Matesun, set 53, Engineer Rashid Bello, set 53, Pastor Olusegun Shonibare, set 60, Pat Taurid Ashogbon, set 63, Alhaji Bushra Balogun, set 65, Alhaji Olawale Mosuro, set 67, Architect Mufadi Olalekan Bakari, set 78, and Barrister Lukman Kazim, set 88. I'll please at this moment request all members to please rise for a moment of silence in their respect. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them eternal bliss and peace, Al-Jannah Firdaus, and comfort their families too. May please sit down. I humbly appreciate everyone here who has defied the current inconveniences and the constant security threats on our roads, and all our members who are joining us virtually. Your moral and material contributions add more value to IMCOSA and especially to our alma mater. I wish to reiterate the determination of the National Executive Committee to uphold the trust you have in us by working harder at ensuring the continued progress of our association. Once again, I welcome you all to today's annual general meeting and wish us fruitful deliberations. Long live Ijebu Muslim College. Long live IMCOSA. Upschool. The next agenda is the reading and adoption of the minutes of the last AGM. Call on the secretary to please quickly do that.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the established protocol by the National President as I read the minutes of AGM held on Sunday, 14th November 2021 of this all. The attendance is attached, so also the apologies are at the back. The national president, Engineer Kaode Shorter, said 66, presided over the AGM and called it to order at 11:55 a.m. The opening prayer was offered by Alhaji Ibrahim Jimo, said 67. Thereafter, the school anthem was sung. President's opening remark. The national president said 66 delivered his valedictory speech, where he gave account of his administration and thanked the entire members for the privilege and honor to be of service to our great alma mater. Other highlights of the president's address were IMCOSA activities. He reported that IMCOSA as a body had shown commitment and supported the college in all its ramifications, especially in the area of infrastructural development and maintenance of facilities through donations from various classmates. He said quality standard of education had been attended to through the organizing remedial classes for the final year students. Purchase and donation of books, works, past question papers in English, language, and mathematics. 78th Founders Day anniversary. The president gave kudos to the organizers, classmates, friends, well-wishers, other actors and players who donated and contributed in cash and kind to the success of the epic celebration. Welfare visit. They reported that 3 elderly old students were visited, Alhaji Dele of set 50, Otumba Adedipe set 53, and Alhaji Fora set 61 to boost the morale of our old students. Infrastructure. He informed the House that a formal letter with 2 follow-up reminders for the release of the college assembly halls, Ambali Usoni and Knowledge Hall, to Ijebu Muslim College Old Students Association were delivered to the governor's office with copies to the Zona Education Officer, Ijebu. Also, a formal letter with 2 follow-up reminders were submitted to the governor's office on the preliminary architectural layout design of the proposed dining hall project as promised by the executive governor, Ogun State, during the 78th anniversary celebration. Security challenge. He mentioned that 4 security personnel at the expense of IMCOSA needed to be recruited, and installation of 14 solar electric lights project was embarked upon by 2 classmates in order to monitor the school facilities, particularly boys and girls hostels, 3D laboratory, ExxonMobil complex. Principals harmonized address. The senior school principal, Elijah Adeniran Idris, presented the address. She welcomed and thanked IMCOSA sets and individuals for their financial assistance, love, and kindness towards their alma mater. Other highlights of her address were coaching classes. She mentioned that IMCOSA set 67 organized free afternoon lessons for excess 1 and 2 in English, language, and mathematics, which helped the students in their promotion to the following classes. She acknowledged that IMCOSA set 77 organized free coaching for the outgone SS3 students in English language and mathematics every Friday and Saturday. She mentioned that IMCOSA set 71 HSC organized a 2-day capacity training workshop, and they presented their reports and findings as a way forward to boost the school's higher education potential. She appreciated IMCOSA set 76 that organized a capacity training workshop for both junior and senior school teachers on the 6th and 7th September 2021, titled Practical Approaches to Excellent Teaching by the Center for Improvement of Teaching and Learning, Tai Shola University of Education, Ijebu, Ijebu. Donations. She acknowledged the donations of infrastructural facilities and materials by individuals and classmates. Scholarship. The principal spoke about Dr. Otusonya of set 71, who had been given scholarship to 4 students before her assumption of office. which included the payment of their WACs and NECO fees. She appreciated Major General Abiodun retired set 67, who had been a benefactor to 3 students before her assumption of office, which as well covered the WACs and NECO fees. She affirmed that Otumba Shubomi Balogun had also been awarding scholarship to 5 students, which included payment for their hostel fees, and the scholarship was still intact. She mentioned that Giwa Mufta Hussein State 76 awarded scholarship to 3 students on a request to the tune of 30,000 naira per annum for each of the students. Finally, on payment of WACs and scholarship, she eulogized the national body of IMCOSA, who answered a clarion call towards the payment of WACs fees of some indigent students, appreciation and loyalty. The principal gave kudos and gratitude to the outgoing executives led by Engineer Kaode Shortes 66, who have been giving listening ears to the school's unending request. She said the school is looking forward to a harmonious working relationship with the coming executives of IMCOSA. She therefore promised their unalloyed cooperation to IMCOSA challenges. She mentioned some of the challenges in the school that needed the urgent attention of IMCOSA. Leakage of the administrative building in the senior school, covering of some classes roof, ceiling in the junior and senior schools. The 2 schools are in need of classroom furniture, teachers' chairs and tables, and white marker boards. Renovation of the school collapse fence towards Lagos Garage, fencing of girls' hostel for security purposes. Minutes of last AGM. The National Secretary willed the minutes of the previous AGM to the House. This was adopted as a true reflection of the proceedings, with the motion for its adoption moved by Honorable Lanre Dubote, set 71, and seconded by Chief Dr. Fasi A.O. Yusuf of set 68. Matters arising. Most of the matters had been overtaken by events. Discussion of the President and Principal's addresses. Land encroachment. Giwa Mufta Hussein set 76 advised the incoming executives to set up a committee that will look into the excess land of the college. Chief Dr. Fasi A.O. Yusuf advised IMCOSA to fence vacant land of Ijebu Muslim College. Students' academic performances. Alhaji Ibrahim Jimon said 67 observed that the principal's harmonized address did not state the overall analysis of students' performances. He advised principals to always prepare analysis of students' performances and be presented during the AGM, as this will motivate selves, individuals, and the national body to do more for the school. Ashwaju Taiwo Adeniji of set 73-77 buttressed this point on students' performances. Secretariat report. The National Secretary presented the report, which center on NEC activities, national events, commissioning of projects, updates on appointments and activities. Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees was represented by one of the members, Dr. T.M. Salisu of Set 63, who delivered commendation speech to the outgoing executives of IMCOSA as prepared by the Chairman Board of Trustees, Chief G.O. Olorode, Set 54, AOB. On students' performance, Alhaji G.A. Monsugo, Set 56, advised NEC to set up a monitoring committee to look into the falling standard of education in Ijebu Muslim College infrastructure. Alhaji Korede Lawal said there was need to address the government policy on admission because the more we had infrastructure, the more the government will send students to the school. He advised principals to always cooperate with IMCOSA and other members like Parents Forum. This was portrayed by Engineer Kaode Adekoya of Set 59, the solution of National Executive Committee. The outgoing National President, Engineer Kaode Short of Set 66, dissolved the National Executive Committee 2019 to 2021 with a motion moved by Dr. Kazim Bello of Set 84, seconded by Mrs. Ogumola S.O. of Set 70. Election into various offices. Pursuant to Article 8 of IMCOSA Constitution, the 2021 Annual General Meeting held elections into the national offices of the association. The chairman IMCOSA Electoral Committee, Dr. Tunji Daudu of Set 70, and his committee anchored this segment. He mentioned member of his committee, which include Barrister Wale Ajia of Set 73-78, Mrs. Odueke Fola Shade, Set 71, who happens to be the secretary. Prince Fetuga Akim, Set 73. He announced that 12 class sets were qualified to cast their votes. He directed Mr. Wale Ajia, Set 73-78, to read the guidelines for election to the delegates. He clearly mentioned that merit awardees and past presidents were automatic delegates. Candidates presented their brief manifestos and the election was conducted by secret ballots. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the table is there for all members to see. As I move to the next page 5, swearing and the president acceptance speech. The chairman, he swore in the newly elected president and the executive with the oath of office. Thereafter, the newly elected national president, Major General Kamaruddin Abiodun Role, retired, State 67, read his acceptance speech. He thanked the electoral committee for the free and fair election. And he mentioned a 7-point agenda, which his administration will focus on. These include excellent academic performance, students' academic development, staff capacity development, security of student staff and school infrastructure, positive engagement of the state government on education policy matters, enhancing of parents' interaction in the progress of the school's program, enhancement of interaction and synergy between and among sets through IMCOSA activities. Adjournment. The motion for adjournment was moved by Prince Mohammed Abiodun Salami of Set 75 and seconded by Mrs. Adoni Abdul of Set 84. The closing prayer was said by Prince Mohammed Abiodun Salami of Set 75 at exactly 4:30 p.m. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that is the minute of the AGM held on 14th November 2021. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for that. At this point, we want to humbly welcome our past national president, Engineer Oshikoya. Welcome, sir. We also welcome our ever bubbling Dr. Salisu. You're welcome, sir. While we're doing that, I also want to use the privilege to acknowledge our vice president too, who has just joined us from the United States online. We recognize you and wish you a safe trip on your journey. And before we quickly look at the matters arising from the last AGM meeting, our immediate past president, Engineer Kayode Shote, turns 70 tomorrow. I would like us to please just rise and sing a happy birthday song for him in advance, because we won't be there tomorrow. No, you can repeat yours tomorrow, but for the purpose of the AGM, we would like to please do this for him. 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. I wish you many happy rounds of the day, long life and prosperity. Hip, 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 hip. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For jolly good fellow. So say all of us. And so say all of us. Correct. And so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. Thank you very much. Can please sit down. If the past president will wish you more joyful year, I said, in good health too. Thank you. Now we can proceed to matters arising from the last AGM. Sorry, before we go to the matters arising, could we have the minutes adopted? Can someone move the motion for adoption, please? Yes, your name, please.
Okay. Obsco. Before the adoption, sir, number 30 on the list of attendee. 30. Yes. It's 73, 78.
I understand it's been corrected.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Now, my name is Mr. Kodri Adebayo, the secretary of set 76. So I haven't had the minutes read. Sir? Yes. I hereby move the motion for the adoption of the minute in the absence of any correction or amendment, further amendments. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, the lady, please.
You know, there's existing protocol. Abdul Aduni seconded the motion.
Thank you very much. There have been 2 adoptions. One was moved and the other has been adopted. No, that's okay. You don't need to give him the mic. Matters arising. Don't worry, we have matters arising. You can raise it, and that's what we are into now. Go ahead and go ahead and make your points.
My name is Kunle Adetono, Set 77 Secretary. Is on the discussions of the president and the principal's addresses. It was on paragraph on line 3. That's page 3. Page 3, paragraph line 2. It states that the incoming executive to set up a committee that will look into the excess land. The excess is wrong. It's supposed to be the expanse land of the college, and Dr. Fasi A. Yusuf advised IMCOSA to fence, not vacant, we don't have vacant land, but the remaining unfenced land should be replaced instead of vacant. And the expanse of land should replace excess land.
Yeah, thank you very much for that observation. There's nothing like excess land. So the secretary, please correct it. It says expanse of land. Okay, and then to fence the gap in the fence. Yes, other matters before we move on to the next agenda. Thank you very much, Mr. Adetono, for that. Okay. If there are no other observations, it's accepted that the minutes is adopted. Now we'll move to the next point on the. Yes, sir. Dr. Sali Susan.
It's minor, but we should note it. Page 5. Page 5. Are we there? Are we on the same page? It's 5, Sha. Is there any other 5? 5 of 20? 5. Mr. President, sir, when you gave your acceptance speech, you hinge your executive's performance on a 7-point agenda, right? 7-point agenda. Mr. President, 7-point agenda, B. You have 7-point agenda. No, I want him to answer so that I can make the correction.
No, the correction is actually supposed to be 6-point agenda because 1 and 2 are one and the same.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
I thought it was 7-point. Yeah, it's
Yes.
6-point agenda.
Yes.
So
it was corrected in the address.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we should just say the secretary said these include, and he listed all of them. We just
Well,
say
that
these
was the
are,
way it was in the.
these are, not these include,
Okay.
because he listed all of them.
All
If he
right.
had listed 2 or 3 or 4 to include,
Okay.
I hope I'm making the point.
Yes.
These are, that's why I say it's minor.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. So in the absence of any other observation.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, quickly, please.
On page 6, sir,
Page 6.
the names under the name, number 45, not Mr., it should be Mrs.
What? Say again, please.
Page 6,
Yes,
you
serial
have
what?
the names. Series 45, sir.
Serial what?
45,
35.
45, 45.
45. Yes.
You have Mr. Oshinowo there. It should be Mrs.
It's Mrs.
Yes. Olayemi Oshinowo Rashidat,
Okay, thank
not
you.
Mr.
45. Change it to Mrs. Any other
Mr. Sec,
observation?
just to be sure that the secretary has taken the note of 96 on the attendance list. It's Adebayo, not Adebanjo. Adebayo. Thank you. And my
Okay.
email I also indicated. You can take it from the minute of today. Thank you.
I think some of the challenges the secretary has is that when we write manually, some of the writings may look like one vowel or figure or the other. So please, let's always attempt to write clearly and legibly. It's noted, it will be corrected. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Address is tmsalisu@yahoo.com, so that you don't. I have a Gmail address, but no, it's not tmsalisu. tmsalisu@yahoo.com. That's number 29 on the attendance.
29. All right. Thank you very much, sir. May I humbly invite the principal senior school to please present a harmonized address. Madam.
Harmonized report presented by Mrs. Adenino Idris, I.O., Principal Ijebu Muslim College Senior, to IMCOSA on the Sunday, 27th November 2022, during IMCOSA annual general meeting. Before I proceed, please, I just want to let people know that this address has already been sent into phones. Yes, it has been sent by Mr. Mogaji, am I right? Yes. The National President of IMCOSA, General Biodun Ruli, the Vice President and other national executives present, the President of each set present, all members of IMCOSAs in attendance. I say salam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We sincerely want to welcome you all to another annual general meeting of the body. All thanks to Almighty Allah for granting us all the grace to witness another epoch-making day. We are all here by the grace of Almighty Allah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. May Almighty Allah grant us the grace to witness more of it in good health and wellness. IMCOSA had always been the backbone of the alma mater, ever ready to support the government in making teaching and learning effective in the school. I sincerely want to appreciate God for the successful completion of 2022 WAEC examination and release of the 2021 and 2022 results. The analysis of 2022 is ready and will be given to the body for their perusal. The result of some scholars are equally attached. The 2022 NECO result is also out, and the analysis will also be given in due course. Analysis of results is not an easy task, and it coincided with the terminal examination. At this juncture, I want to pause to appreciate our various scholarship donors, the National President General Ruling, Dr. Otusanya and Otumba Tuwashe Foundation. The students and parents of the beneficiary sent their heartfelt appreciation, and the result of the awards will be forwarded in due course. I also want to appreciate Engineer Ijebu Lawal for his regular supply of drugs to the school clinic. Your constant support will forever remain indelible in our memory. We will forever be grateful to you, sir, Engineer Ogunsanya, who took the bull by the horn by coming to the aid of the school. He constructed solid iron stand for the water tank and also bought a new water tank to replace the spoiled one. And henceforth, the toilets had been functioning. Students are also able to drink water without fear. The national body of UMCOSA also came to the head of the school to restore light back to the old school. A raging storm fell a pole and also broke another pole, which was restored with the help of the body. Our appreciation to you all. UMCOSA said 2006, who finished in 2012, celebrated their 10th year anniversary of leaving the school by organizing symposium, Jumat service, and also friendly football match between the set and the school team. The students attended various competitions and they did well. Jet local government and state finals. The school was represented by Shuaib Balia and Badmos Rakib. They came first and second in Ijebu block, and they came seventh amidst 40 schools in attendance in the state. At the Adewale Students Conference, and the school qualified for both local and state levels. The school representatives were given cash prizes. The school also participated in World Information Day, ICT. Badmos Rakib represented the school at the local government and state finals. Best 10 necessary science students represented the school at the Spark computer competition. The school representative attended various inter-school debate and quiz competitions, and they always come back with prizes. The school visual art department participated in the Ogun State Art and Culture Festival of Arts competition. The school qualified for both local and state finals, and the students were equally rewarded with cash prizes. For all said and done, I cannot but appreciate UMCOSA, especially the incumbent executives, for their maturity, understanding towards applying in the school. May the good Lord bless you all and answer your secret heart desires. UMCOSA have done more than enough for the school, but for all said and done, we are Oliver Twist, and we will always beg for more. The principal had to move out of our office in Ambali Sunny Block because of his leaking incessantly. Towards the end of last term, the principal covered 45,000 naira to rectify the leaking, but it sprang up in another place. And so I moved down to ExxonMobil building. SS1 PTA building is also in dire need of. Is that the next one? Yes. It's also in dire need of renovation. The school administration did some palliatives, but the building roof is also leaking seriously to the extent that some classes will be in pool of water whenever it rains. The dual switch of the school electricity caught fire, and the principals had to replace it. The e-library roof was also blown off by the wind, but the school admin was able to nip that in the bud by buying roofing sheets to rectify it. The 3D laboratory asbestos has been blown up by the wind, and it requires attention. The school will appreciate it if UMCOSA body can come to a aid in area of benches and lockers for the students, even though the management was proactive in managing to repair and replace some broken ones in SS1 and SS2 class. But we can't do much because of paucity of funds, because students are not paying any fee. The senior school is in dire need of good printers so as to make printing of questions during exam an easy task. Junior school are also in dire need of lockers and benches because of the extension of classroom from 10 to 16 due to government policy of not having more than 60 students in GSS1 classes. The school hostel is in dire need of generator that can be used in pumping water. The one there had been in use for long, and it has fallen beyond repair. For all said and done, you are all appreciated for your untiring effort on your alma mater. May Almighty Allah accept it as an act of ibadah from you all. In that thing, I have the result of some scholars. This is not the list of those of them that made it, but I was only able to bring this out. This is the time we are having a first-time examination. If you look back, you see benches and lookers of the students writing the exam. And the school register is in charge of analyzing of results. And they are the same set of people in charge of the first-time exam we are having now. And it's a very cumbersome task. It cannot be finished in 2 weeks because each student will be analyzed one after another. I think about 547 for this year. But for said and done, we have done some, and I've been able to bring out the names of scholars and some other students that did excellently well in the exam. You will see that in that thing sent to your WhatsApp. Once again, I want to appreciate you all. I want to thank you for your efforts and your kindness towards your alma mater. May Almighty Allah accept it as an act of ibadah from you and repay you accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all of the senior school. Now the floor is open for the discussion of the principal's harmonized address. The floor is open for the principal's harmonized address. Yes. And it can also be taken jointly with the president's address.
Good afternoon, or I think it's afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. The national president and all the executives on the high table. My name is Alaji Ni Badmos, and I'm representing 67/73 set. We wrote a letter to the National Exco, and I believe the letter has been discussed because at our last meeting, I want to quickly read the letter. At the last class at 73 meeting held on 16th October 2022, the recent performance of our alma mater, Ijebu Muslim College, Ijebu, was thoroughly discussed. And with disappointment that only with the disappointment that ensued a letter was agreed to be written to the national school of the old school. The current students' performance in WAEC is very bad compared with our times in the college. We are also dismayed that the allegations of students cheating during the exam. It has also been observed that IMCOSA is trying its best by providing funds and infrastructure for the college, while the state government is busy flooding the college with unqualified students without paying attention as to how the students will be catered for. The principals dare not talk because he who pays the pipers, who pays the piper dictates the tune. The college performance is going from bad to worse, and IMCOSA should not sit and watch while injecting hard-earned funds from the students to the college. IMCOSA 6773, the plus alleged selling and buying of posts, of principals from the college under the mistaken impression that Ijebu Muslim College is a gold mine that is exploited, to be exploited by successful winners of the post of Ijebu Muslim College principals. Our suggestion, therefore, is as follows: that a part of the college should be privatized and run by the old students as it is done at Adeola Adesola College, Ijebu, while the other parts could remain public and run by the state government. Two, the national, IMCOSA National should embark on whatever politicking is necessary to ensure that IMCOSA has a voice in the selection of the college principals and work towards limiting the post to all students of the college. If these suggestions are not considered, IMCOSA should stop funding I repeat, should stop funding of. It is very important that this matter is tabled before the National EBSCO of IMCOSA. And the Vice President of the Senate was scheduled to come today, but for certain reasons he could not come. But he sent his which I want to quickly read, is address on the matter, which I want to quickly read. Please bear with me. Our government is not paying desired attention to education. UNESCO recommends 26% of the national budget for education, but our government spends only about 5%. How can we, with this meager input, meet the global education standards that are falling, that our education standard is falling, is a challenge we need to seriously address to create and give our children a competitive edge in the global market. This problem has been with us for long. Many are aware. Many are aware of it, and some have come together to float organizations and form associations with primary objective to support our schools and help students raise their academic performance. Individuals, organizations, and associations supporting us financially to promote and improve our schools, our school Ijebu Muslim College. We thank you. While we are deliberating on how to do better to the old school for students, we got the news that WAEC withheld the results of students because they cheated. WAEC fined the school 500,000 naira. The principal raised the money somehow without privy of the school board. Paid the penalty. IMCOSA was also not aware of this problem until much later. The principal, when confronted, even lied that IMCOSA gave her the money to the penalty, to pay the penalty, a statement that was untrue. It is clear that the narrative, it is clear from this narrative that the teachers didn't thoroughly teach and properly prepare the students for the exam. Thence, they had to cheat. That the principal and teachers had to encourage the malpractice is disheartening. This is likely to discourage more support and assistance coming to the school and students. It is important to discourage examination malpractice in our school. Students are here to acquire knowledge. They can't achieve this objective if they keep cheating. It is the cardinal responsibility of students, of the teachers and principals to impart knowledge to the students. Let them come up with a strategy and plan that will help them to achieve the objectives with ease and not the students to have to cheat. We hope this won't happen again. Well, as far as the set is concerned, there are two measures at stake because it was discussed at our meeting last. The issue of the principal using IMCOSA to pay the fine of the name of the to pay 500,000 naira should not be overlooked. This is punishable by the national school should write a letter to the principal and copy the
Can you please round up, please?
yes. The Minister of Education, the issue of private ownership of the school should be taken seriously, and there should not be sentiments about it. Private ownership of the school should be taken seriously, and interested people should, interested students should get their parents to fund the something. Otherwise, IMCOSA will stop funding. It will stop funding the.
Okay, please round
students.
up, round up. Thank you.
So that's my submission.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, can you please bring
President, sir, and all other purpose observed. What Alhaji raised, they are not within the speech of the president and the.
Sir, can you please bring the microphone closer? Yes.
Sorry, what Mr. Alhaji raised is not within the speech of the abundant speech of the principal and the president's speech. It's something entirely different from what was, which I hope we will bring up under matters arising instead of bringing it up now. It's not relevant to what we have read.
Thank you very much for the observation. It should have also been brought up at any other business. But now that it's been mentioned, we'll keep it in abeyance. We'll get to AOB, we'll bring it up again. Now, still on matters within the principal's address and the president's address.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Kuku Shakrula, 79.
Say again, the name?
Kuku.
Kuku what?
Shakru.
Shakir.
Yeah.
Okay.
79. On the issue of the two O's and the effort you made to write the governor, the office of the governor, I think I quite salute your courage, sir, and your effort that the government should release this all for us, because I don't know why the government is cheating the school in all aspects of its life, because we are the one that built the two all and maintain it. And the principal even mentioned it, that place is leaking seriously, and it has been on since. The school will be funding, repairing, maintaining all these things, and the school will be putting it on rentage or whatever to outside and collect the money without giving back to the school. So I still encourage you, sir, that you do more on that area, sir. And this is the political time that we can even use this opportunity to meet the governors again on this issue seriously, sir. May God help you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Looks like we seem to be satisfied with the two addresses. No, just hold on, please. Hold on. A response to. No, let's take more from the floor. When we have more from the floor, then we'll respond one after the other. Yes, Mr. Kuku again.
I just want to suggest on the maintenance of the furniture in the school. So maybe
maintenance of the what?
The furniture in the school.
Furniture.
I mean the desk, yes,
okay.
The desk that the students are using, especially in the JSS 1, 2, and 3. We know they are full.
6. I want to speak about the furniture maintenance. My brother raised now. I think when we were in secondary school here, under the stage of Mr. Ashim, he devised a means of repairing whatever that is damaged by students. Once you damage any school material, you just go home, call your parents to come and repair it. They don't ask you for money. These students, the GSS students, they are still in destructive age. They destruct at pace, at their will. There was a time a woman carried me, the last meeting we held here. She was bittered that they repair a whole building. They furnished the building. They went there some months later. They damaged all the benches there. Those children, they've damaged it. So instead of us now telling the principal to repair it, where will they repair it? How much are they giving as running cost? I mean, the system. How much are they giving? The government is just paying lip service to the education. They are not doing anything. It is better once a student spoil anything, just tell the person, bring your parents. This is what your child has destroyed. How you repair it, it's left to you. That is my own submission. We cannot enforce, we cannot tell the principal to be repairing once we don't be using their salary to repair it for the students. The students should be held responsible once they destroy anything in the school. That's my own submission.
Sorry, sir. In addition, sir, I'm sorry.
President, sir. My name is Titula Shukoya. I'm 59. But in your speech, the condolences, you missed out one Mr. Elder Dipo Dunaya, says 61. Elder Dipo Dunaya said 61.
Elder Dipo Dunaya.
Yes.
Oh, one of the
those who are departed.
that passed. Okay, sir.
Then this result we have seen here is quite encouraging, at least from those we have been having before. But we can't analyze the result with only 11 students out of about 500 of it. How many did the exam? But okay.
Sorry, sir, we can't hear you very well.
Sorry, I said, huh? Yeah. Hello?
Are you sure that mic is working?
Still working.
Hello? It's not working. Come on. Hello? It's working.
Hello.
Working. Is it now like this? Okay. Well, I said this result we have seen. At least the first number one and number two, they have distinctions in all their papers. Well, I hope this is a reflection of the whole result, because if it's 11 students out of 400 or 500, I don't know how many students they presented. This is not really, we want to see the result to know at least what really happened. Because we had instances in the past. We had a principal who just come with about 2 or 3 students with very good results and said the students didn't do badly. But after so many years, some years after that, we discovered that it was just, out of those results, we have about 90 students having F level. And they have told us that, giving examples of some students with good results. So, principal, I will implore you to help us get these detailed results so that we know where we are going. This is an improvement, honestly. Because I don't think a student in this school has had distinctions in all the subjects before for some time now. So if you have the results, we know we are moving forward. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just pass the mic to the principal to respond to some of the questions that have been put across.
Still standing on the existing protocol. I'm Mrs. Jim, principal at Junior School. I want to start on the maintenance of furniture. I want to talk on that one. We have one old student living very close to the school who is assisting us on the repair of furniture. Because as we have said earlier on, they're in the destructive stage. And we did that at the beginning of this session. That is one. From the president address, that what they gave us is quantity rather than quality. I want to disagree with that. Because almost 1,002 obtained the form from the school. And our cutoff point is the highest in the Ijebu, 48. That of AGGS is 40. Adiola is 42. Yore Grammar School is 44. We have the highest cutoff in the whole town. But the problem we have is that all the students in Ijebu, they don't want to come to Ijebu Muslim College. And unfortunately for us, they will have obtained the form from the ministry. They just bring the form to us. So I will prepare where they are going to write the exam. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But at the time, the town not to obtain form again. The issue of 959 is not the fault of the government at all. Last year, they gave us over 800. Year before, the same thing. So they've been giving us like that. But they are not of quantity. And they have been doing well. They have been doing well. So I don't know how we are going to reduce that population. But the students will obtain the form. They will sit for the screening of the exam and they will pass. It is even this year that I told the commissioner that we have to raise it. Perhaps next year, if I realize that I will ask them to raise it to 50. But you know, it is at the expense of those students because their parents want them to come to Ijebu Muslim College. Even with that, if not for the policy of Ogisera that said 60 students per class, when we resumed and there were 80 in a class, we had enough classroom, we have enough furniture. And IMCOSA has assisted us with 5 IMCOSA teachers. And the corpus do, they are assisting. So for junior school, I don't think, if not for the Ogisera, that now we need more teachers because of the increase in the number of arms. We have increased the number of arms from 13 to 16. And you know, the teachers will be overlaboured. That is the problem we have there. That's what I want to correct. That we don't have quantity. We have quality students and they are good. Even the teachers can testify to that. When you enter their classes, you will see that what they give us is they are sound students. Best students from private school, best students from public schools. It is when they get to SS1, I don't know their problem. Because when they want to enter, if you tell them they should buy English and Master's book, it is a prerequisite in my school. Before, once you come to Ijebu Muslim College, English and Master's book, before you enter the class, the same thing applies to GS2 and GS3. But when they get to SS1, I don't know what is wrong with them. I don't know. So for junior school, we have quality students. Then the furniture, we have been maintaining that. Even for GS3, since I've resumed here, we have been having 100% pass. We have not had any repeaters at all for the past 3 years. And I resumed there December 2nd, 2020. For this last decade, no repeat at all, no failure in my school. Over 800 sat for the exam. Last year, the same thing. 2 years ago, and even before I came, the analysis I met on ground is the same thing. So that's why it is Ogisera that's giving us problem. And it is not peculiar to us alone. It is general. All other schools, we are complaining about 2 weeks ago. I think we went to the commissioner. And we have told the commissioner, I've written a letter to the commissioner about the urgent need for teachers. And the letter has been forwarded to Teaching Service Commission. And I've even met him in person. And he promised us to give us, because I told him we need furniture for a classroom. And I promised to give us. And I've written a letter to Teaching Service Commission to even to ministry here that we have urgent need for teachers. And they said they will do it. But I cannot keep quiet. So I have to tell them because to know what is going on in my school.
Thank you very much. The senior school principal.
I want to stand on the existing protocol. But there is one thing I want to make clear here. Any principal brought to Ijebu Muslim College cannot be less than level 17. And that's a permanent secretary level. My daddy over there said they are buying posts. That's a slap on the entire Teaching Service Commission in Ogun State. Who is buying? Who is selling? How can you buy a post to Ijebu Muslim College when students are not even paying a dime? Ijebu Muslim College, where you work from Monday to Sunday. Then he said, the students were buying. I'm a lady of integrity. There is no way I will engage myself in examination malpractices for anything. We all know what is going on around the world. The Ijebu Muslim College is not an exception. Students of nowadays, you cannot compare them to your time. Students of nowadays, they have all these things. They are exposed to the internet. This is a time where question and answers will come out an hour before examination. It is not now. It has been happening. And when we go to WAEC briefing, we tell them, they say it's not from them. We all know it is happening. We catch the students and they will tell us they are paying 4,000 into a website to get the question and answer. Then teachers, I've not seen any teacher underneath me that can do that. That can come into the examination and start dictating. Do you want to throw your entire lifetime into the baggage because you want to help a student? This is a time that the students have 4 exams to write. They will write NECO GC, NECO WAEC, GC, NECO, WAEC and GC. If a child writes that 4 exam, automatically the result will be complete. Why would now throw your life on the lifeline because you want to help a child? I've never done that. Even my own last child, when he was staying in a private school, I brought him to Adola College and returned him back to SS1 from SS3. He sat up and he made the result. So if I cannot do that to my home biological children, that is my lifeline. I don't know why I will come to a public secondary school and start doing that. If something happened, do not let us throw the baby with the bathwater. My personality was equally insulted. They said I was lying. Why would I lie? You made it a sin to me because I decided to nip it in the bud before coming back to you. Maybe I would have allowed the student to be distributed elsewhere, and then you come and pay. Or even if you don't pay, it does not affect me in any way. They set a panel. I was not indicted. None of my teachers were indicted. Even none of the students in this school were indicted. The problem of this examination malpractice started from an inquisitor who wrote a petition. What happened in 2021? We had 570 that wrote the exam. And why I brought only 140 mathematical sets? They said they had a problem in shipping it. And 140 were given to students that wrote, it was the day of accounting, were given to students. And somebody who is an IMCOSA fell offended that the child of his wife was not given. He started insinuating all sorts of things. There is no way I can distribute 140 calculators among 570 students. That problem was there in 2021, and it goes around all the schools in Ogun State. It's not only in the Ijebu Muslim College. That's about that. And the person threatened to report to WAEC that this, and that. I stand to be corrected. I spent 8 years in Adeola College, and they also have a very viral old student like you. There was never a time they have taken their principal's head to the guillotine because of a mistake. If something happened, I have accepted my mistake for not telling you on time. But because of my emotional state, I did not lie. My first child finished from this school. When I told him I was crying, he sent that money to me. So there's no way I could have lied. Even the PS still called me and said, kudos to you for saving the name of your school. I did that because of your problem. Because of your versatility. Because of the way you took your school. Because of the way I met you. Because of the respect I have for you people. I don't have cause to lie. I'm not going to be beaten. And they cannot, because of that, transfer me. And even if they transfer me, this is not my first place of being a principal. I'll be taken to another school. How many years do I have left that I will come and throw that in the lifeline because of examination malpractice? My teachers know. If you meet any of them, once of them, because I don't allow them to waste the children's time. But when you are talking of examination, 4 people are involved. We have the teacher, we have the parents, we have the government, and we have the students themselves. Why are we blaming all on the teachers alone? These are students that will not come. Any one of you can come into the school and go to SS3 class and see how many of them have English language and mathematics. You cannot send them away. You cannot beat them. So what miracle? Those people that passed, not only this one that passed, I don't have cause to maneuver any result. No cause. I'm a lady of integrity. People that knows me know. I was born and bred in this town. Those people that finished and passed, they were those ones that parents cooperated, and the children are even ready to do something with their lives. I've known how many times I've invited police to come and take some useless students from this school. It didn't go down well with me. Those 2 languages that they were buying and selling and they were engaging. For what? And I'm lying. Why will I lie? Very close to 60. Why will I lie? Nobody can cut off my neck. The worst that can happen, my money. I rest my case.
We have one of our members online whom I want us to take. If Elijah Aroshola Deronka if you are still online, Elijah Adoronke Aroshola, if you are still online. Aderonke Aroshola, you had your hands up. Are you still online? The hosts, I think we are blocking the, there's someone raised her hand and you need to allow her to, you know. Okay, before we come to that, yes, the gentleman that raised his hand, go ahead.
I'm standing on the existing protocol, the whole house. Looking at what Mr. Kodri Adebayo, Secretary, said 76. On the issue on grant, please. It's a very sensitive one, and I know that the issue had been discussed at the last meeting exhaustively. At a particular point, the principal was so emotional. And I think she expressed herself then. And personally, I expect that within that time and now, before now, our ESCO should have looked into the matter and then, you know, have a political solution to it, rather than now propping up again. And what Alaji has just brought up is so inciting and then so ridiculous to somebody's personality. So I want to appeal that our leaders should please conclusively look into this matter and solve it politically, please. Thank you.
My name is Lekon Bakari, set 84 president. My brief reaction is just to what our dear mommy said, the principal of junior school. If the students are performing very well from GSS1 to GSS3 and getting to SS1, as she said, that she doesn't know what normally gets into their head that time. It could be as a result of juvenile whatever that. So I would just suggest that, don't know, maybe schools still have a counselors or something like that. I don't know. I just suggest that that means there is something that is fundamentally wrong there in terms with their behavior. It could be from home, it could be societal, it could be peer group problems. So we just look into it and nip it on the board. So that's what I just want to say. And it's not just for the principals alone, it's for the whole IMCOSA and the parent of the students, and even the students as well. So thank you very much.
Yes, more reactions from behind.
Standing on the system
Sorry,
protocol once
can you
again.
please, you've had a session. Can you please give it to the man behind you?
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Adesonya Adebola. Adebola, 97th president said, all protocols duly observed, sir. Well, based on the current issue, I believe the problem with the SS3 students started from within. Sincerely, when a child is being born, growing up, it will get to a stage, we call it youth exuberance. So definitely that will surely affect them. It will surely affect the cycle. It will surely affect mostly everything about them. So I believe that the best thing we can do is we need a good motivational speakers to encourage these children on a daily basis because their minds are far away. I'm telling you, when you meet a SS2 child, he or she will surely tell you education has come. Sincerely, so no matter what we do here as an IMCOSA, no matter what we put in as a body here, if the cycle, if the mentality of these children are not being ignited positively, I think we are just wasting time. No matter what you do, remember they have their phones. They will never take a time to read, but all their minds will be on how to malpractice. They have the site to download exams. Coming exams, maybe you have exam on Monday. Today is Sunday. I'm telling you, the question and answer are with them. So what effort can the teacher make to stop them from malpractice? I don't think it's possible. And they will never read. So we need another cycle. These children need to be reviewed. Families alone cannot do it. Please, we need a professional, psychiatric, motivational speaker that will engage these children almost every day. Emma Binejasari so Yoruba. I need láti dá mind àwọn yìí padà.
No,
please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sirs. Once again, I'm Mr. Quadri, set 86. About that malpractices issue. Sir and Mas is beyond the principal and the teachers. The parents and the government are the real culprits in this issue. Parents and the principal, and the government. During Baba's time, if you discipline a senior can discipline the student for wrongdoing. A teacher dare not do it now. The parents will come and fight. The government will say, who asked you to beat that child? The government will say, who asked you to beat that child? So you can't scold them, you can't punish them. Then during Baba's time, punishment is a way of correcting misbehavior. But now it's not. Another one is the government says students should not repeat because there's no enough classroom. So you have to push them. So if we push 30 students scoring 30 to WAEC level, what do you expect from that students doing WAEC exam? So please, sir, on that buying and selling, it is very, very derogatory. Yes, I'm also in the profession. Very, very derogatory buying and selling at level 17, permanent secretary. That's my solution.
All right. Yes, sir. No, the gentleman sitting beside Alhaji Ajumoto. Please, we'll take two more contributions on this. And please, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, just hold on a second. We shouldn't be oblivious of the general situation we are in. We must finish this meeting by 3 o'clock. Some of us have to go back to Lagos. The roads are not in the best state right now. The end of the year is coming in, and there are a lot of, untoward acts going on. So we need to finish by 3 o'clock. So you make your contributions very brief so that we can do other things. And I want to appeal to members that are greeting. Please, can you just suspend the greeting and not cause distraction? Thank you very much. Yes, go ahead, sir.
My president, sir, and executive member, my name is Olatunde Ibrahim, says 65. What I noticed in the harmonization of the principal and the IMCOSA body is that we need to go back to the olden ages. The Ambali days, we know ourselves. We know how we are being taught. And that's the purpose of IMCOSA. All of us have passed out from this school, and we are still flying back to this school for a standard. If we don't see that standard, we have to shift the blame on the principal because they're the one in charge. And if there was anything going wrong, we don't hear our school going backward in the standard of education, then we will not speak. If there was anything wrong in the discipline, then let us allow them. We can't continue to have a bad report while we are trying all efforts to see that this school gets more standard. We are not after we shorten any principal, but what we want for the school is what is important. And they should allow all the teachers to. The principal cannot see what the children are doing in the classes, but a school where there's no discipline, this is what the result you get. And that is one of those things that every parents' meeting has to be coming hold. There was no child that is not beating that we have something in their head. So it's not for us to say we are putting blame on anybody. What the IMCOSA body wants is what they are telling, and that's warranted the meeting between us and the principal. They are to give us the report of what is going on, and we are to tell them what next. The government is not doing anything. In terms of roofing sheets, they are talking about now. Then, whose responsibility is that? But IMCOSA body have been trying to take different sets, do whatever they like to improve on the standard of this school. So if there was anything like a repairs, they're going to engage into trade center formula. Let them get carpentry and some other thing in the school. If there was any matter that is to be maintained, they have the carpenter side who will do the carpentry work. But if it's in any classes, how many tables and chairs we have in each classroom? If anyone gets spoiled, the children have to be responsible. Because it depends on the number of pupils you have in a class, which have everybody with their own table. How does it get spoiled? So there must be another discipline into this matter, and then
thank you very much, sir.
They should look into that matter.
Okay, let me give the last speaker to the immediate past president.
Thank you, Mr. President. I stand on the existing protocol. First, I would like to thank the House for the honor given me by wishing me happy birthday in advance. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I want to make a comment on the maintenance of the school furniture. I think we have we had a workshop during my tenure for the school, the students. We invited a lecturer from Trade Center along with an old student, Kawawa, and took them all through the maintenance of classroom furniture, tables and chairs with practical demonstration. And at the end of it all, there was a communique. We set up what they call maintenance vanguard. And we also promised them to buy them accessories, tools to continue to do that. In our presence for the whole day, about a day or two workshop we had, the maintenance less than 50 tables and chairs were repaired. Most of them were repaired that same period. I think all we need to do is to revive that concept. The students should be able to work with their hands and their brain. Maybe another workshop should be introduced to make them realize that, look, we're not going to buy new furniture. We made a pledge that existing one should and must be maintained. I think we should stand on that protocol. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. On issue of academic performance, it's always been, like I said in the opening remark, that is the core of why we are all here. The performance of our students. And the concern raised by 6773 is not designed to level allegations against the school management, but rather look at it. When you are there like this and you get information that filter out that this is what is happening in your alma mater, are you going to smile? You're not going to smile. More so when information goes round to the fact that probably, is it the school management doing enough to stem the tide of what is being alleged is happening? We were all here during the President and Secretaries Forum, and we knew how hot that forum was. Everybody had to be made to understand its responsibilities. It was here the principal herself said she had to raise money to pay the imposed fine. And she also said she claimed it was M-Kosa that assisted. And of course, we didn't take that kindly because we told her immediately that, look, much as we work together, there's a need for us to trust one another. If anything is happening that is bothering on the integrity of the school, let us know. And we upheld that integrity after the 2022 examination, in which WAEC still imposed fine on the school that if the school does not pay the external invigilators, the likelihood is that the result will not be released. M-Kosa came to the aid of the school. So it's not about we and them. It's about understanding the issues. When we understand the issues, then we know how to move ahead. Now, going back to the observation raised by Engineer Oshikoya, that how could we use 11 results as a measure of performance of all the students? Good enough, we have our immediate past president, the chairman of the academic standard and quality is here. Elijah Oluderu is here. And a member of that committee, who is also a school owner, they had one-on-one session with the principal. They saw the comprehensive results. And to analyze results of over 400 of 2021, over 500 of 2022 will surely take some time. So her inability to bring the higher education potential analysis to this meeting is not because work is not being done. It's because it's a job that requires patience and finite details. And of course, suggestions have been made by the committee that perhaps IMCOSA needs to refocus on what it needs to do. In other words, maybe IMCOSA needs to start doing selective sponsorship to be able to enhance the performance, which is to say that if the school management is able to select 50 to 100 students out of the multitude, and we are sure these 50 to 100 are likely to come up with very good performance, that they should be encouraged. IMCOSA should provide the fund to keep them in the hostel, to provide the necessary books for them, rather than, the multitudes that will affect the little ones that will make all the difference. That is the suggestion the committee has come up with. And that's an area we're going to take a look at. Let's leave this meeting with the mind that the issues are very germane. This 67 is pressing for private ownership of the school. They saw what happened with Government College Ibadan. And of course, the immediate past president is an alumnus. The state governor, even though it handed over Government College to the old students, still ensured that the whole thing is not completely, into the hands of the Ministry of Education. Still has a lot of role to play. In our own ministry has so much to do, but very little input, or zero input, let's put it that way. So it bothers on everyone, because IMCOSA says contribute this, contribute annual contribution, annual subscription. All this money is put together and directed at supporting the school. And your expectation is, if you are supporting the school, performance should showcase it. And if performance is not showcasing it, so please, with them, that's what I want us to go away with. We'll look at the suggestion that has been made by the committee on academic standard. By the time we go through it and come up with the formula, of course, we are still going to bring it back to members. At the end of this AGM, in January, we have the IMCOSA Parliament. And subsequently, we'll still have the presidents and secretaries forums. These are statutory meetings where decisions will be taken. And I want to reassure you that your concerns will not be left unattended. On this note, I want to say thank you. Let's move on the agenda. Elijah Aroshola still has her hands up. So I would like her to please make her contribution before we close this session. Can the host please, Elijah Aroshola, if you can hear us, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
You're unmuted now. Now let's hear you.
Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, good afternoon. I can't hear you. I've already unmuted myself. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aroshola Adirunke Latifat. 81 set 81. I've listened to what other people have said, but I would like you people to permit me to speak in Yoruba so that I'll be able to express myself very well. So, ẹ káàsán gbogbo ilé. Orúkọ mi ni Latifat Aroshola Aroshola Adirunke Latifat. So we are all well done. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. We appreciate your work. So my own observation is that nígbà tá a ṣe anniversary 70 years anniversary wa, I was called to come and talk to the students nípa vocational career tí mo dẹ̀ sọ ń gbà yẹn. But after the program, àwọn teacher kọ̀ọ̀kan wá ń bá mi pé kí n take it up from there, kí wọ́n máa kọ́ wọn ní tie and dye address sort of kọ̀ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Mo ní okay, I'll find time to come and do that. So inú mi dẹ̀ dùn pé Ọlọ́run fún mi ní ó gbà mí láàyè láti ṣe ní last year as my first edition pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn engineer Kayode Shorte, which was our past president then. So wọ́n tì mí lẹ́yìn, so wọ́n á ṣe open flag up ńjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. So I train wọn. Lóòótọ́, I know pé the priority of this alma mater is academic this thing, education gone in the first priority of this forum. But at the same time, in this Nigeria we have now, handiwork, skill work is very, very important. Tí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wa ní gbogbo degree tó ní tán, tó bá ti ní knowledge gbogbo skill láti school bákan náà, ó máa help wọn gan-an ni láti lè stand on their own tó bá wọ institution, láti lè sponsor ara wọn tó bá wọ institution tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi ṣiṣẹ́. That is my own aim tó jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa kọ́ wọn ní training yẹn gbà yẹn. So we did the first edition in 2021. Then this year again, we did the second edition with the support of this present president again. But surprisingly, while the minutes of the last AGM was reading, none of those efforts was mentioned. Wọn ò dárúkọ ẹ̀ sí rárá at all. Torí nígbà tá a fẹ́ ṣe tọdún yìí bákan náà, inú mi dùn nígbà tí art teacher wọn sọ pé àwọn lọ fún competition kan, pé àwọn win competition yẹn nínú tie and dye. But from my principal's address, it was not mentioned there. Maybe because I don't even know how to take it. Maybe the national body did not support the idea. I don't even know. Because it was skipped 2021. This year again, it was skipped. So, tó bá yẹ pé nǹkan tí national body bá fẹ́ gbà wọlé kó jẹ́ continuous exercise for me, I would like to hear more about it. Tó bá dẹ̀ yẹ pé ká ṣì shift sí ẹ̀sẹ̀gbẹ́ kan so that because ntí Nàìjíríà lọ ń sin àwọn ọmọ yẹn wọ́n need láti bá sọ̀rọ̀ gígan kọ́ mú education wọn ní òkùnkùn. So bí education náà ṣe wà important tó náà ni skill wà important tó. So that they say that owó tó bá dilẹ̀ lèṣù ń yá lò. The idle land is a devil's mind. Ní ìtumọ̀ tó jẹ́ kí mi gbà láyè láti máa teach wọn ní tí mo teach wọn yẹn. So Ọlọ́run á kún wa, Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́. So ìwọ̀nba tí mo ní láti sọ nìyẹn. And that was my own observation from the president and senior principals meeting tí wọ́n read pé.
And if you can hear me, when the president read the address, because clearly acknowledged for the efforts you made in this. And the principal also clearly acknowledged the efforts you have made. And we are not about giving up on the efforts you're making, because next year we're still going to encourage you to come and do the same for the other students, here too. So your efforts is acknowledged, and hence you have been able to take through that skill empowerment. Some of them are beginning to, to bring that skill to bear here. And I know a young lady, who did the tie and dye, it was more or less like, look, it went very well. So your efforts is acknowledged. Thank you very much. We'll not leave carry you along in what we're doing. At this point in time, I would like to send a proposed amendment to Imposa Constitution. But before we do that, I would love to invite some of the members who are present here to please just come to the front, and so we can make the presentation to the House. We have the National Legal Advisor, Barrister Ajia. We also have another legal advisor, Barrister Adeomi. We have Elijah Olukemi Oludero. No, you can just stand on the there on the first this thing. Yes. And we also have we have the VP1, Alaji Wale Salami. We have our leader, Dr. Salisu, and my humble self. During the process of doing the review, in the process of reviewing this constitution, we had to contact the various sets, because the current constitution requires that minimum of 4 constituent sets should approve the effort and to go ahead. Mr. Kuku, please, we are causing a distraction. Now, the 4 constituent sets gave their consent and approval. This committee was formed, It's a pity one of the legal luminary, Dr. Fasi Yusuf, is not present today. It's unbelievable how tasking this work was. And I can tell you that these gentlemen were having sleepless nights working through this document. When it was finally resolved that we've been able to do some good job, it was now posted on the national platform for members of constituent sets to make observations and input. I must let you know that the legal minds within us were always referring us to the proper legal procedures, and which we abided with very strictly. When the observations came, we met to deliberate on them. Some of them only limited observations to individuals and individual constituent groups' interests, while some were not particular, and while some actually touched the core of some of the proposed amendments that have been made. I want to say that there's no document that is perfect and is still open to future amendments. It's on this note I want to humbly present this proposed amendment to the House and to seek your approval that henceforth this document becomes the subsistent constitution of IMCOSA from now on. And I would like to put it across to the House that all those who agree to please say aye. I didn't hear enough. All those who agree to it, please say aye. And all those who does not agree, please say nay. Now the ayes have it. From now henceforth, this document becomes the operating document, the operating constitution of Ijebu Muslim College Old Student Association. I thank you very much for the approval. And I also want to use this moment to thank the members. Dr. Salisu, honestly speaking, when you have someone like him in any of your committee, he is indispensable. Particularly, not just for his not just for his age wisdom, but for the fact that he's how do I say it? Please help me out now. His youthful heart is unbelievable. At a point where we think everything has come to a standstill, Baba will just give us one kind of joke, and before you know what's happening, we're all rejuvenated. I thank you very much, sir. The VP1, a very quiet but detailed mind. We will have gone maybe 3 articles ahead. He will say, gentlemen, come back. I'll be wondering, was this man following us? And by the time he finishes making his point, you can't help but say, thank God for detailed mind. I thank you very much. Elijah Oluderu. You know, when the committee was formed and there was no woman in the first list, somebody said, whatever you do, it will be thrown out. And we had to look at the integrity of some of our women in IMCOSA. She stood out as a former national I'm not saying in Kosa now, national teachers, awardee, award winner of school administrator. So her experience was very, very invaluable to the committee. You want me to say the other one? You see now, when some of our members don't show up and she's there, I say, please wake them up. Maybe they're in the other room. And of course, for the two legal luminaries, oh my, my first degree was in law enforcement. And when I came face to face with these guys doing this job, I knew maybe I still have to go back and finish my law degree, because there are areas I would think, oh, I've convinced them enough. Adebayo will say, please, let's go back, take a look at this sentence. It contradicts the previous article. And at the end of the day, we'll have to reconcile. With due respect. That's the language. And Barrister Ajah, honestly speaking, when you have a visionary, someone who visionize in your team, oh my, it's something else. Barrister Ajah will take us 10 years ahead. I will tell him, wait now, this is 2022. We are not in 2033 yet. But those visions actually helped in setting the premises of this document. I thank you most sincerely. So now, these documents are going to be printed, it will be turned into full copies, and by God's grace, at the next Coastal Parliament, they will be distributed. The one you have online are the same content with copies we are holding here. Okay, so the privilege of these copies we are holding here still rests on the members of the incorporate trustees and key members. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Moving along is the annual financial report. The annual financial report, I'm sure there was a condition that was given for any constituency to have a copy of the financial report. Your financial standing must be up to date. But even that notwithstanding, at the end of this AGM, it will be uploaded onto the national platform, and you can still download it and say, every set's financial standing is clearly stated. Everyone knows where, please, Fetuga, hey, please, everyone, every set knows where his financial standing is. And please, those that are running behind, kindly fulfill your financial obligations. So I also humbly wish to make the presentation of the financial statements for the year ended 30 September 2022 to the House. Copies, I hope copies have been distributed. The treasurer, please distribute the financial statements. Please go through the financial statements for any observation and comments. We'll hold on Please, the financial statements are for sets that have fulfilled their financial obligations. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. While the distribution of the financial statements are going on, we want to do a quick ceremony in which the beneficiaries of IMCOSA scholarship, we'll ask them to come forward so that we can, in the presence of members, give them their award. The first person is Bola Dale Rafiat. Can you please come forward? Bola Dale Rafiat. Stay here. Stand here, please. Okay, turn around, please. Jamiu Zainab. Abdurrahman Adeyemi. Abdurrahman Adeyemi. Lawal Abayomi. Balogun Al-Islam Abimbola. Abayomi, come this way. Okay, I would like the school principals to please join them out there. Yes. It's a pity that no, they can just stay there. It's a pity our seniors have left, but I want to use this privilege to invite the immediate past president to make the first presentation to Rafiat Bola Dale. Please call him. May I know who this is? Hold on. That's your mother. Okay. Go ahead. Make the present.
Wish you to continue in that manner because only the best is good enough for Muslim college. You're a beneficiary of this amount, no matter how you see whether it is token or not, it has value to your education. So I want you to continue to perform excellently well. And Elijah, we congratulate you. Please, what we need from you is to keep on encouraging her morally so she can continue to excel. Is that right? So on behalf of the National Executive and my National President, Major General Biodorole, I present this check to you in furtherance of the promise made based on your excellent performance on merit. Is that right? So congratulations.
Jamiu Zainab. May I humbly invite one of our national past president, Alhaji Korede Lawal. Please come and make the presentation. Alhaji Korede Lawal, please come and make the presentation.
Permit me to stand on existing protocol. Well, I felicitate with you and your parents. Well, it's a hallmark of your seriousness and academic performance. And that's why the body, IMCOSA, is recognizing that. And by this act, we are trying to recognize your brilliance and also encourage you to do more. So on the behalf of the national president, I hereby present this check to you.
Thank you. May I request, I'm told Dr. Salisu is still outside. Dr. who? Yes, Dr. Daudu, the chairman of please, Balogun al-Islam. Okay, sorry, before that, Balogun al-Islam is Abdurrahman Adiyami. Oh, okay. Lawal Abayomi. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Lawal Abayomi. We understand you are very brilliant and that if they support you, you will do very well. You will do more. You will impress us. You will surpass the achievements of the national president, other national presidents that have passed before us. And you will even, you will do more than we have done in life. So what I will encourage you to do today is to make sure that you see this award as a motivation, okay, that will inspire you to higher things in life. So on behalf of the National ESCO of Ijebu College, I present you with this check so that God Almighty will continue to uphold you and strengthen you. Thank you.
Alice Balogun al-Islam Abimbola. May I please invite Dr. Daudu, Dr. Salisu to please make this presentation.
Balogun al-Islam Abimbola. Is that your mother? So on behalf of IMCOSA, I would like to present you this check to support you in your educational pursuit, and also to tell you that to whom much is given, much is required. You must face your studies, and then also ensure that when you graduate, you also give back. In other words, àǹfààní tó jẹ́ ń bì káwọn èèyàn náà lè jẹ́ lára ẹ tó bá di ọjọ́ iwájú. So on this note, I wish you success in your endeavors, and Allah will bless you and your family.
Okay. I don't know. Uh, we we have Abdullahi Rakib. Abdullahi Rakib, just hold on. Just hold on. There was some bit of mix up. Okay. Not that you are forgotten. You are not forgotten. I knew your dad stood up, you know, but I think there was just a little bit of mix up. Just hold on. Where did you get this one? Oh, no. What I sent to you. When was it?
Iṣẹ́ òun ni mo ṣe bọ̀ lọ́mọdé lágbà lápàtẹ́ pamọ́ṣẹ́. Iṣẹ́ lókun ṣe ní ara mi. Nínú wa ní barista lọ́ọ̀yà o tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó tẹ pamọ́ṣẹ́. Ó ń láti fi lọ́ọ̀yà èyí lò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni medical doctor o ó bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó tẹ pamọ́ṣẹ́. Ó ń láti fi doctor èyí lò rẹpẹtẹ. Ẹnjìníà pẹ̀lú pòfẹ́sọ̀. Ẹnjìníà pẹ̀lú pòfẹ́sọ̀ o. Tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ pamọ́ṣẹ́. Ó ń láti ṣàṣeyọrí láti dájú ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Transporter náà tábẹ́ni tó ń wá kọ̀. Tàbí kọ̀ńdọ́kítọ̀ tó ń gbowó. Tó dojú kọ ọ̀sẹ̀ tó tẹ pamọ́ṣẹ́ o. Ó láti ṣàṣeyọrí láti dájú. Civil servant àti sọ̀wọ́ òní ìṣòwò. Business tycoon tó tẹ pamọ́ṣẹ́ o. Tó bá dojú kọ ọ̀sẹ̀ àfiló. Tó bá dojú kọ ọ̀sẹ̀ àfiló. Ṣàbùràtà. Gbogbo àwa ìsọ̀wọ́ olórí o àti ìsọ̀wọ́ onílù ẹ̀sùn mọ́ bí. Ọlọ́run tó dẹnu dàbí kọ́.
Hello. Hello. The house. Let it not look like the meeting is over. The meeting is not over yet. We're just trying to resolve some issues that arose. We are on agenda number 10, and at the same time, while the refreshment is being served, I would like to call on the treasurer to quickly give a brief on the financial statements and the financial reports very quickly.
Mr. President, sir, members of National Executive Committee, our elders, permit me to stand on existing protocols as established by the President earlier. I'm here to present your financial statement for the year ended 30th September 2022. Before the presentation, I would like to mention the fact that this account that I'm presenting today is audited by a firm of chartered accountants, G.O. Bebe and Co. And the financial statement has been distributed to members who are up to date in their financial obligation to the association. Distinguished members, it is a privilege and honor to present on behalf of the National Executive Council the highlight of the audited financial statement of INCOSA for the period ended 30th September 2020. Balance sheet and asset size. The association's total assets increased marginally by 7% to 71.96 million at the end of the financial year, when compared with the figure of 71.43 million recorded at the end of the similar period last year. The significant changes in the balance sheet figures are: 1, annual subscription and INCOSA Day arrears. Sorry, this presentation is actually on the platform. You can go through and follow me. Annual subscription and INCOSA Day arrears. During the financial year under review, a total of 1.49 million, representing 30% of the outstanding subscription as at 30th September 2021, was recovered, thus reduced the annual subscription arrears from 5.05 million to 3.55 million at the end of September 2022. Similarly, over 46% of the outstanding INCOSA levy as at 30th September 2021 was recovered during the year under review, reducing outstanding indebtedness to 862.862 million at the end of September 2022 from 1.58 million. Cash and cash equivalents. The liquidity position of the association at the end of the financial year under review increased significantly in spite of the numerous projects executed during the period. Our bank position increased by 44%, 2.54 million naira, to 0.31 million at the end of September 2022 when compared with the last year's position of 5.77 million. Summary of the cash and bank position as at 30th September is 23 million 311,975, and that moves from 20 million 766,151 to 23 million 311. Our revenue, the actual cash contribution received from each source during the financial year is as set out below. Subscription, a total of 3.3 million was received during the year. Other levies, 1.2 million. Renters, that's the all renters, 300. Investment income, 670 million. And donation, 650. Sundry, 9 to 8,000. The total cash flow inward was 7 million. However, since the annual due and IMPOSA day levy are accrued year-on-year basis, the association recorded a total income of 4.3, as shown in the income and expenditure account on the 6 and 7 of the account. The figure declined by about 8% when compared with the sum of 4.67 recorded as a similar period last year. It is also important to emphasize that IMPOSA day levy was not charged or accrued during the financial year, as levy for the year 2020 was utilized in the year. Inflation rate and its consequential effect on pricing of goods and services. Expenses were generally under control and within the frontier of the approved budget. Although when compared with the previous year total expenditure of 6.6 million, the total expenses of 9.7 million incurred for the period under review went up by 46%. It was, however, 39% below the approved budget of 15.9 million. And the table for the expenses is on page 2 of my report. Under the expense head, the IMPOSA activities, basically IMPOSA Day, we incur 2.7, other IMPOSA program 1.8, administrative expenses 292. And that comes to 50% of the total expenses. And for the school program, for the teachers, a total of 2.4 million was paid. Then security, 1.1 million. And other school activities, 1.3 million. And that is 50% as well. In summary, the effective net difference between the revenue collected and expenses resulted in a deficit of 2.6 million. IMPOSA Education Trust Fund. During the financial year under review, a total of 5.35 million was received to the Education Trust Fund account as at 30th September 2022. The figure as I'm speaking is about 10.5 a day. For avoidance of doubt, the IMCOSA Education Trust Fund is not part of the revenue analysis as stated above. Let me thank members for their contribution and the way we responded during this financial year. I want to thank, on behalf of the National Executive Council, I want to thank the sets for their contribution. And I implore others, those who are yet to pay, to please cooperate and meet their obligation so that we can continue with our programs successfully. Thank you for your attention. Long life IMCOSA, long life IMC, OPSCO. Thank you. I can take questions.
Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly make your observations on the financial statements before we adopt it. Kindly make your observations on the financial statements before it is adopted. Thank you.
The president, the
yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Members, the immediate past president. My name is Prince HBA Fetuga. I've been the past national treasurer of this Musedico facility. I'm going to commend the national treasurer for a good job done. This is a good account presented to us. And then I will commend the national body for their recovery efforts on the past debt owed by members. But I will still try to encourage you more. Please, we don't want our account to be on deficit. I think we are still on deficit. It's because members are not paying what they are owing. Please, as said by the National Treasurer, please, all sets that are owing, you please endeavor to pay their money so that we are giving them a good task. They are going to use money to do all this job. Please, if we pay our money, they will do what we expected them to do. Please, I rest my case here. You have done well, our national treasurer. God will be with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Observations and comments, please. Yes, Mr. Kuku has his hands up. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, Mr. Shakir, I thought it's Mr. Kuku. More comments on the financial statements? Ladies and gentlemen, if there are no comments on the financial statements, those who approve of these financial statements, please say aye. Those who don't, please say nay. The ayes have it. Now we use this opportunity to thank the treasurer and the financial secretary for producing an acceptable financial report ending financial year September 2022. As it is, the chairman of the IMCOSA Education Trust Fund is not here. And Kemi Sulaiman is a member of IMCOSA Education Trust Fund. Can you please just give a quick outlook on the IMCOSA Education Trust Fund to members? Quick, brief.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Well, I'm just the secretary to the committee. My chairman and then the vice president, two, who are members, are really not available here. I think VP2 is online. But at the inauguration of the committee, what we decided was that we need to improve the standard of education in this school that is no longer an issue to debate, because virtually all members have expressed their own concern about it. And at our inaugural meeting, the committee came up with this decision that we need a standing fund of 100 million, such that whatever program the school will require, we should be able to fund it. Not even from that 100 million, but from whatever is generated from it on an annual basis. So that fund is supposed to be there as a sinking fund to take the institution for a longer period. And that was presented to the parliament, and the AGM was approved. And consequently, we decided that we're going to go on launching the 100 million on phase-by-phase basis. And the first phase is what we are now. The phase is that we need contribution from members, sets, and individual members. And we have since April sent out letters to sets and few individuals. But the response so far is not really encouraging. As at the end of the financial year, we had a total of 5.351. But subsequently, up to yesterday, it increased to 10.35 million. But with just that's donation from just 7 sets out of 34. So we want to encourage other sets, so please come forth with their own contribution. The letter sent out gave the deadline of September 30th, but we want to send a reminder letter, I think by tomorrow, latest, Tuesday. The sets will be reminded of this. And this phase is actually very crucial to the next level. The next level is for us to extend the appeal to corporate bodies and high net worth individuals, which we are all going to do together, because we are going to contact members of this association to give us names. And please, when you receive such, please, we need your cooperation. It is time that we make this fund a success. Well, on the platform, there's a comment which I've responded to, and I can assure you that that will be resolved before the end of today. there was a mixed up of the figures for the current period, but that of last year is not really affected. So thank you. We need your cooperation to make this a success. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Suleiman, for the brief. I want to appeal to members as you are having your meals that your contributions to the Mkosa Education Trust Fund is very, very important. It's very, very important. The committee is still going to come up with a launch date in which a formal request will be made from not just members, but from stakeholders and friends of Mkosa. And I'm using this privilege also to appeal to our colleagues, our members who are online, our members who are in diaspora, to please thank Mkosa and think of the contributions they'll make into the Mkosa Education Trust Fund. I thank you very much. Now, we're moving into any other business. Any other business? Yes, go ahead. Let's start from Alhaji Ajimotoko. The other microphone, please.
Sulaiman Suli. He happens to be my student when I was teaching here. I just been Barrister Sulaiman Olawale Ibrahim. Set 80. He happens to be one of my students when I was teaching here. So I will employ the UNEC to please write him, congratulate him, and encourage him to be coming. He used to come for the meeting, but he was with INEC. So we should congratulate and encourage him to do better. Thank you very much.
Can you please send us his full detailed address? Send us his detailed address.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, that's good.
Sportsmanship spirit among these children. So I was given the number of the sports committee chairman, of which I called severally, maybe because he doesn't know my number, he doesn't pick up the calls. I sent a WhatsApp message to, it was not duly acknowledged. So my submission is that we have everything needed here, but they are not in good shape. So with that, I believe if we can work positively on that,
it will surely give us back the glory we used to when it comes to sports. Number one, personally, my wife happens to be a sportsman. She's a coach in badminton and lawn tennis. So when I came here alongside with my wife some months ago to visit the badminton court, it was not in very good shape at all because the whole place has the foundation has collapsed. Then I have to interrogate one or two of the students, which they show interest in the sporting activities. So by this, I'm appealing to this August House, please let us assist them. Maybe by this can come one of some of these their how do I call it? Their youth exuberant. Thank you very much.
As you are mentioning, we also want to use the privilege to thank our national legal advisor, Barrister Ijebu. We also donated a table tennis set to the school. And the principal of the table tennis set will be put into use soonest. Hopefully, from next term after the exams, they'll start using it. But I want you to please, okay, after this meeting, I'll send you, I'll give you my number. Let's discuss more on it. Okay. Thank you very much. Any other business, ladies and gentlemen? Any other business? I had earlier advised that we should end this meeting at 3 o'clock for obvious reasons. Now is about 8 minutes to 3 o'clock by my time. And if yes. And if there are no other business, there's something I would like to please mention, and which has become an embarrassing thing to the school management. Gentlemen and ladies, some of the sets do hold their meetings in the school premises without informing the principal. They will just come in, they will go into the classrooms, and they will start having meetings without informing the principals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is wrong. It is wrong. Please, nobody will deprive you or deny you the use of the facility of the school as an alumnus or alumni. We should show respect to school management and just don't make faulty assumptions that because we are ex-students of the school, so we have rights to come into the school anytime we want and use the facility without authorization. And I must tell you that every time the NEC wants to come to the school to have a meeting, the management of the school is informed at least 7 days before the meeting. The set that went to have their meeting this afternoon in one of the classrooms there is the president here. President of set 92. Yes, please. Anytime you are going to hold your meeting, always ensure you seek the authority of the school management before your members come in. All right. Thank you very much. In the absence of any other business, okay, all right.
Sorry for stopping your discussion. It's on the security issue. What the national president just said is very, very germane. We should all be security conscious. Only 3 days ago, Point School Akpata was invaded by kidnappers. They killed the security guard, shot sporadically into the air to scare away the neighborhood. Everybody was terrified. The report as of today has not confirmed whether they kidnapped some of the pupils. You know, it's a guy's school. So please let us be very, very vigilant. Let's make sure the CCTV is working. Anybody like the national president said, I want to have a meeting here, it should be properly documented so that we know who you are, what set you are, and we'll likely be liable if there's anything happens. So please, very essential. Security is a key issue. If it can happen in Ibadan, please, God forbid, Ijebu is so close to Ibadan. Thank you.
In the absence of any other business, I would like to ask members to move the adjournment of the meeting, motion for adjournment for the meeting. Yes. Please give him the. Yes, go ahead.
Dr. Lekon Kazim, fellow chartered public administrator, said 77. Do hereby move the motion for the closure of the meeting. Thank you.
Could someone please second the motion?
I, Dr. Tunde Ibrahim, seconded.
Set
65.
Thank you very much, sir. In closing, may I humbly request Elijah Fausat Oreshegun, a member of the Board of Trustees, to please give us the closing prayer. Elijah Oreshegun. Thank you, ma'am.
Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We thank God for making us to come together today to hold this meeting and to be in our midst so that everything goes on easily. As we are dispatching from here, be with us and let us reach our destinations in good health and to meet hale and hearty next time. As we are all striving to make this, to carry this, the flag of this school higher, God be with us and don't put us to shame. Amen. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
Subhana rabbika. Lisati ma yasifun. Wassalamu ala mursalin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We want to humbly appreciate everyone that is here present physically with us. And more importantly, all the IMCOSA members who have been with us online. Thank you very much for your patience. And we wish each and every one of us journey mercies back to our destinations. And for all those who couldn't join us, but join us virtually, we wish you all the best. Right now, the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you very much.
Iṣẹ́ jàre òṣèré ó dájú ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Iṣẹ́ òun ni mo ṣe bọ̀rọ̀ lò. Lọ́mọdé lágbà làpàtẹ́ pamọ́ṣẹ́. Iṣẹ́ ló kún iṣẹ́ ní ara mi.
Alhaji Okusa.